achievements in Gatanga have been superior to those of any other constituency in the rest of the country. However, Kenyans don't seem to know of any other national accomplishments that you have made that actually make you stand out above the rest. So my question is, what are some of your accomplishments that would qualify you for the top office?
I think I've served in various capacities. I've been chairman of football at a time when Kenya Football Federation was doing what has been considered its very best. I've also been a chief executive officer of an insurance company which I turned into profit making. I've also run a very successful constituency. Of course, the other day our ministry was voted the top best ministry in the whole republic. I think these in themselves are achievements. I think I have a track record and I'm ready to be evaluated.
Do you think that your accomplishments are known to the central part of Kenya or known nationally?
In terms of football, Central Province does not even come into play because they hardly play football. It's outside Central Province. And I think the majority of Kenyans know what I've done, especially in terms of CPF. CPF is a very evocative subject in Kenya. And we've had tours from 140 constituencies who have come to see how it's done in Gatanga. And we believe they've turned out to be very good ambassadors for us whenever they go back to their country. But my confidence is actually built in looking at the opponents that will be there next year. Because you could ask them the similar question, and probably we don't know of any of their achievements other than rhetoric. I think we've had more politicking more than development. And therefore, if we put up a gauge, decide we want to measure or evaluate leadership, and you start by going through what somebody has gone through, I think I'll be up there.
You know, what's working in Gatanga, being that it's a constituency, are you able to emulate the same model that has been successful there onto a national scale now, being that it's a smaller, it's a constituency in comparison to a whole nation?
I think the starting point will be all of us who are likely to run have constituencies. And it will be the starting point of evaluating what have we done in our constituencies, all of us. And that's why I think I have a head start.
Okay, so what would be your top 2 changes you'd make in Kenya to better our lives if you were?
I think the most important things is that the 2 very clear things that we must deal with unemployment and hunger. They stand out absolutely. And we need to set the fundamentals right to be able to sort those ones out. If we don't set the fundamentals right, Kenya is going to sink deeper. You cannot afford to have a young population that is out of jobs, and does not even have enough to feed itself. We'll just sink deeper. So I think it's very critical that we address those 2 issues.
So do you think we have enough job creating incentives in Kenya right now?
If we got our fundamentals right, we could create any amount of employment opportunities that we want. But we need to address the fundamentals, including infrastructure, water, security, and then that will allow Kenyans who are outside to invest in Kenya because they feel safe. It will allow foreign investors to come in. It will allow local investors to put up. We look at what is going on in our country. A lot of local investors are investing within the region because it is cheaper to do business, outside Kenya. That is what we must reverse. We need to create employment opportunities.
Would like to end the interview by asking what your vision is beyond 2012, whether you make it or do not make it.
I think the important thing is to sort out what Kenya's problems are. First of all, to acknowledge and look for a solution. Because I keep on saying Kenya is in a ditch. We don't need to negotiate or fight as to the reasons why we are in the ditch. We need to get out. And when we are out, accept what were the reasons that made us go into the ditch so that we may never go there again. It's not about Peter. It's about us as Kenyans. It's about our children. It's about our grandchildren. It's about the future generations. How is it that we can sort out Kenya in a sustainable manner so that our kids and their kids can enjoy the same benefits that we have enjoyed having sorted out our country? To me, that is what is key. And I think it is very important for all of us to envisage having a better country. So that, a lot of Kenyans work very hard. They are slaves of their families. But at the end of it all, they want those kids to have the best. And the best way to do it is to have a better country.
Thank you very much.
So currently here we're having Kibera as the face of Kenya, sadly, because every time they show Kibera, you have all these slums, sewages, children malnourished and things like this. So what would you do to make sure that, especially in the slum areas, that we make lives better for the slum dwellers and not have this as a shame of the country?
I think, as you know, and I've said this before, you cannot have slum tourism. It has never been anywhere in the world. You cannot show national shame for purposes of tourism. Yet you know that where Kibera stands today is one of the most expensive pieces of land in the world. Which means you just have to apply slum upgrades. Which means you might have to relocate them, put up better houses for them, high-rise, and probably recoup by selling off those pieces of land. To me, that is critical. And it's not just about Kibera. It's about Mukuru kwa Jenga, Mukuru kwa Ruben, Mathare, that if you look at these slums are, if you did an upgrade, you'd actually make a profit out of it. So we must not allow that to continue. But I also think if we created enough job opportunities, a lot of those people who are hanging in those slums would actually relocate because they would be economically empowered. I think that is critical. They are not there because they want to. They are there because they have no other place to go to. They are there because they have no formal employment. They are there because they have no job opportunities. If that is sorted out, you will see it just die out.
Thank you so much for this opportunity to speak with
Thank
you.
you very much. The pleasure is mine.
It's been a pleasure.